Omilẹ̀ títì.
Success Radio Ìsẹ́lẹ̀lẹ̀.
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 Omilẹ̀ títì.
Adélẹ́mọ̀ wòlíì ṣe so ìkànnì Success Radio tó bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí kó o máa ṣe kí ni kó o máa gbọ́ torí ń gbọ́gbọ́ náà ń gbọ́gbọ́ ń sọ sọ́nà ń sọ sọ́nà. Adélẹ́mọ̀ wòlíì ṣe so ìkànnì Success Radio tó bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí kó o máa ṣe kí ni.
Thank you so much again for being there. You are connected once again to your darling program you've been waiting for. Thank you so much. We appreciate it that you are there on the darling program you've been waiting for. This is Success Radio in the city of Ibadan. And the program is Eco Pointer on Thursday morning. Eco Pointer is economic pointer that tells us business information, financial information, and all kinds of economic information. And we relate all this business, financial, economic information to our personal life, to our personal businesses, to our personal finances, so that they will be of benefit to us and you can learn financial wise. My name is Kolawole Kayode. Success Radio is the platform. Eco Pointer is the program. If you are connected to us already, help us to like the page and share the program. Very quickly, we go into the headlines of some of the economic business news that we have all around us. This information is saying federal government 65 director fail federal government permanent secretary promotion examination. Is that not on a funny note? Is that not a funny news? Anyway, nothing is funny about it. It's about their career. This one is from The Punch. It says Tinubu stops electricity tariff hike, insists on subsidy. All right, another one is still about the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This one is from the Premium Times. It says Tinubu signs 2023 supplementary budget of 2.1 trillion naira. All right, this one is from the Business Day newspaper. It's saying future of 7 trillion electricity vehicle market tied to Nigeria and others. All right, this one is from inside Oyo newspaper. It's an event that took place in the state that is called Oyo in Nigeria. Oyo state workers, Oyo state pensioners to get 25,000, 15,000 naira cash award for 6 months. All right, this one again is from the Punch newspaper that says Steve Wozniak suffer stroke. Wow, it's a related business news. That's why you are hearing it. Who is Steve Wozniak that we say he suffered stroke? We are going to hear the details very shortly. All right, I bring you the details of the news that we have, and now we relate it to our personal economic life, our businesses, and our finances. The information that says 65 directors failed federal government permanent secretary promotion examination. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, HOS, Dr. Folashade Yemieson, has said only 20 out of 85 directors tested for promotion exam into the office of permanent secretary passed the test. The information says out of the 65 people that remain, 4 of them were absent and 61 did not make the cutoff mark. We don't want to say an elder failed, because somehow we are too sure none of the directors will be a very young person. No, it cannot. And the test that was given to them is on ICT proficiency, and the requirement, the cutoff mark that is required is 50%. And out of 85 selected directors, 20 made the 50% cutoff mark. All right, what are the lessons, economic lessons we are going to learn from this information? Part of the lessons is this, that in whatever job you are doing, in whatever line of business you are, in your financial area, you always need to update yourself. You always need to make sure you get new information. You should not be too relaxed in the business you are doing. If you're a teacher, you need updated training, on the job training. If you're an accountant, you need updated training, seminars, conferences, on the job training, more training. If you're a journalist, a broadcaster like we are, you need updated information, updated training. You always need to add more skill to the ones you had before. You must not stop learning, because the new learnings that you are having, one day they will be useful. This is one of the mistakes that people make on the street. In the school of education, I went through education college. In education college, we're told that we are taught reading and writing in school, but we are educated in the wider world, which means normally education must not stop. There are some education you get from younger ones, from your colleague, from people around you. So you must always ask questions to know the things you don't know before. You see, these directors that were tested, information that we have, the news that we have said they were tested on ICT proficiency. That is about computer. And what is many of the tests they were given, if you give it to many of our children who are writing jam, they will pass it. Yes. Many of secondary school students, they are possibly to pass. Many young people are going to pass. But it is possible that these people were not updating themselves. Maybe they were too relaxed on what they already knew and they are not interested on knowing new things. That is the main issue. You need to unlearn and learn again so that you can keep fit in the business, in the career that you are in. You can imagine today somebody is using a bank account. He has a bank account and he say he cannot make transfer. He cannot buy, airtime online. He cannot buy through USSD. He cannot do anything. You see, that person is going to have a lot of challenges. You have to update yourselves. And one key thing here is that today in this world, information is one of the cheapest things you can always get. Hold your phone in your hand, just click Google, whatever information you want, you will get. And if you cannot get all the details, ask somebody by your side. Somebody is going to tell you, even without paying them anything. And today in our current world, computer knowledge, information and computer technology is very important. You cannot be computer illiterate. If you are computer illiterate in today's world, then you are sidelined. You are not part of us. And we want to commend the government in the line of saying they are testing their directors in ICT proficiency. You see, the 20 who pass the proficiency, they are more likely to be promoted to the office of the permanent secretary. But the other ones who did not pass, maybe they will not be promoted. Well, it's Nigeria, we don't know. But at least we want to believe that the government also is making progress in the digital economy world so that things in Nigeria can be digitalized. And somehow, digitalization has the ability to reduce the level of corruption. All right, that is that about that one. Let's move on to another story this morning. This one is from the Punch newspaper. It is saying, Tinubu stops electricity tariff hike, insists on subsidy. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has stopped the execution of hike in electricity tariff. He insisted that instead of increasing the tariff on electricity, how more people are paying for using electricity in their houses, instead of doing that, the subsidy should be paid on power consumed by everyone throughout the nation that is called Nigeria. The person who made this information known to us is the Honorable Minister of Power, that is Chief Adebayo Adelabu. He also said that the ministry, the minister said federal government will also investigate the legality of a 5-year license extension that was given to some power distribution and power generating companies because their license should have expired by 31st of October 2023. He is making us to know that if not for the intervention of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the amount people pay on electricity will again have gone up. And because of that, so that people will not complain again. It means the government is using subsidy on electricity as another palliative to help Nigerians to survive the shock of removal of petroleum subsidy. Eco Pointer is the program. Success Radio is the platform. And if you're connected to us, help us to share the program, inform others to be part of it. The information is always for our business, for our economic, and for our financial life. More on what the Minister of Power told us has to do with the electricity distribution and electricity generating company, that the licenses given to them should have expired by 31st of October, which was the end of last month, but the license have been extended by another 5 years. But he's saying that the federal government is going to investigate the conditions and the situation behind the extension of the licenses, because the distribution companies and the generating companies is like at the inception when they will be licensed, the promises given to Nigeria, those promises are not being fulfilled. The promise is that there will be effectiveness and efficiency and improved power supply. But when the government was managing it and when it has been given to private sector, it seems Nigeria don't see much difference. And Nigeria is yearning, looking forward to high level industrialization. That is a situation where mechanization take over traditional method of doing things, where we can mass produce cloth, where we can mass produce shoes, where we can mass produce food, where we can mass produce many things that we can use here in Nigeria and we can also export abroad. And for us to be able to achieve all this, there has to be abundant enough supply of electricity. So this power sector is a key area to the economic life of Nigeria. All right, thank you so much for being there. Eco Pointer is the program. Success Radio is the platform. Kolawole, Kayode is the anchor. We go to another story. Tinubu signs 2023 supplementary budget of 2.1 trillion naira. The information is from the Premium Times online newspaper. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed supplementary budget on Wednesday, 8th of November 2023, after like a week of receiving it. He received it on Thursday, 2nd of November 2023, after the Senate and the House of Representatives, they have worked on the budget. The breakdown given in the budget was given by Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, that is Honorable Minister Abubakar Bagudu. He said in the budget that was signed by the President that defense and security is taking 30% of the entire budget. That is about 600 billion naira. That's 30%. About 600 billion naira is going into defense and security, and the critical infrastructure will be taking 35%. That is 700 billion naira. About 700 billion naira will be going to critical infrastructure. And what do they mean by critical infrastructure? As explained by the Minister of Budgeting and Economic Planning, that is to talk about road making, hospital building of amenities, electricity, and so many other things that are physically seen to help improve the welfare of Nigerians. He also gave us further breakdown that 32% of the budget will be going to the new wage award that was issued out to the workers at the federal level. We remember a few weeks back now, or a few days back now, the federal government approved 35,000 naira addition to the wage of workers at the federal level in Nigeria. That is, every federal workers are going to get 35,000 naira added to their pay on monthly basis, and that will go on for the next 6 months. The minister also gave us the further information that out of the 32% is the cash transfer that will be sent out to people, household, that will be given 25,000 naira for the next 3 months. And the part of it is also the money that will be given to INEC, who is to organize election in 3 states of the federation very soon. And all these are included in the supplementary budget. Something funny that just come to my mind now says anything budgeting from the federal government, it has to be trillion and trillion and trillion. Anyway, particularly we have not had states whose budget is possible as it trillions of naira. But anyway, we never can tell. Maybe in this 2024 budget, maybe Lagos State we bear the cards and break the record of the first state in Nigeria whose budget will hit 1 trillion naira. I'm just suggesting, I'm just forecasting, I'm not saying it has happened already. Now, how does this concern us in business, in economic activity, in our finance, and in our career? Those of us in businesses, maybe you have a contract with the government and they say there is no money. Listen, budget has been approved and signed, so your money could be there with them. You need to go back to them and ask for your money so that they can give it to you. Are you expecting a check from the ministries of government, especially the federal government? Please, you need to get back to them, ask for your money. Yes, you need to find out, because money has been approved, spending begins again. And that is part of what they do in governance. This information is from the Business Day newspaper. The information says future of 7 trillion electricity vehicle market tied to Nigeria and others. The African Development Bank President, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, said electricity vehicle market of about 7 trillion naira is expected to grow and enlarge and increase to 57 trillion naira by the year 2050. But the growth of the electricity vehicle industry has to depend on Africa. And when we're talking about Africa, there is no way you can leave Nigeria out. Why? 1 out of every 5 African is a Nigeria. Nigerian population alone is about 20% of the African population. It means if anybody is discussing Africa and the person is leaving Nigeria out, maybe the person does not know what he's doing, or does not know what he's saying, or is only discussing a very minimal aspect of Africa that don't have a a macro effect on the entire continent. Dr. Akinwumi Adesina said further that part of why the industry of electricity vehicle depend on Africa is because the cost of making lithium-ion batteries that is used inside electricity vehicle, the cost of making the battery that electric vehicle will use, that cost is 3 times lower in Africa because Africa has the resources to produce that battery in abundance, and that electricity vehicle, the cost of making the battery that we use is more costly in the US, in China, in Poland, in many parts of Europe and Asia. But when it comes to Africa, it's cheaper to make because the resources, the materials are available here. And it also let us know further that when it comes to electricity vehicle market, China is leading the world. There are more of such vehicles in China, and maybe China is producing more of that kind of a vehicle. So Dr. Akinwumi Adesina is now telling us that African Development Bank and their partners, because of the available resources in Africa, they are developing a $20 billion desert to power project across 11 nations in the Sahel regions of Africa, where Nigeria is included. The reason they brought the project to Africa is because the resources are here. Africa is more conducive. Remember, we have enough sun. When it comes to solar, it is there, and uranium is available. Almost anything they need for electricity and power is available in abundance in Africa. May God help Africa to make use of our resources for our own benefit and not use the resources to be killing ourselves. And this one again is going to our artisans, our engineers, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, that we need to update ourselves in the aspect or in the area of electricity, electric automobile, electric bike, electric vehicles, and the rest of them, electric trailers, electric truck, and so many of that, because any moment from now you begin to find them more. Even on the streets of Nigeria, it's already available in Ibadan. I've seen a video like that. Somebody was advertising it. I saw the vehicle. There is this panel on top of that vehicle that is charging the battery inside the vehicle. It's more like a solar inverter of a thing to charge the engine, to power the engine, so that the engine of the vehicle will start rolling and start moving. And our artisan, the mechanic that is by the roadside or in your various workshop, we need to start upgrading. You know, we said at the beginning of this program that in whatever job you do, your career, your business, you need updating. You need underlying training. So this one is going to electrician, electrical engineer, mechanics, mechanical engineer. We need to update ourselves, get more, more knowledge in this area, and be prepared before the opportunity comes when people begin to roll electric vehicles on the road. And if they have faults, if they have issues, you always be available to render the support, to repair, to solve the problem and get your money. Thank you so much for being there. Eco Pointer is the program. Success Radio is the platform. Kolawole Kayode is the anchor. The program continues. We take on more stories. You know, this is business time, no time to check time, like they used to say. Oyo workers, pensioners to get 25,000 naira and 15,000 naira cash award for 6 months respectively. The governor of Oyo State has declared 6 months wage award on Monday, 6th of November 2023 to workers and pensioners in the state. The cash award we add, according to the governor, the cash award will increase the monthly wage of Oyo State by 2.2 billion naira. You know, the governor says, however, the IGR of the state has been about 3.5 billion to about 3.8 billion. The governor continued to expatiate that the IGR of the state is not good enough, that the workers need to work harder, all hands need to be on deck to show up, to increase, to improve on the IGR of the state so that it can match up with, with relevant state by our side. It's good to compare ourselves with better states. The governor is saying just Lagos State, that is about 120 kilometers away from us, the IGR of Lagos State is about 60 billion naira every month. So the governor is saying if Lagos State can get 60 billion naira every month, why can't Oyo get 10 billion, 20 billion, every month? He also said further that before he came into, office, the IGR of the state was 1.8 billion naira, but now it's about 3.5 to 3.8 billion naira. There have been improvements, but the improvement is not good enough compared to what happened in Lagos State, 60 billion in 1 month. But I want to sound a note of appeal to the governor and the government of your state that they should please, the double taxation, that they should not bring it so that our business will not become more difficult for, for Lagos State, Oyo State residents and business people in the state. They should not bring unnecessary taxes on the people. Instead, they should look at the areas where there had not been taxation, the untaxed, and that are necessary to be taxed. They should go there and tax them. All these quarries of the world inside the forest where nobody is there, they should go and tax them. All the government reservation area where there are trees, economic tree, they should go and work on that and get more money onto the state. All this arable land in the state of Oyo are where that can be used for farming. All the lake, all the water bodies that can be used for a lot of business, they should go and be using them. Ikere Gorge Dam that have been mentioned to have the capacity to do irrigation for a lot of farmers, they should go and work on it. They should not bring in double taxation and make life difficult for business people in the state. Are you joining me to make that appeal? The reason why I'm saying that, if government will move our revenue, IGR, internally generated revenue, from 3.8 to about 10 billion or 20 billion, hey, of course it's a good news, but then if it's coming from taxing people more and more heavily, it will discourage a lot of businesses. There are more facilities Oyo State can key into it has been said that the land of Oyo State, the arable land, is very conducive for cassava. Now Oyo State could mechanize that industry and be able to produce a lot of product from cassava, ethanol, starch, chips, animal feed, and so many things, and be able to produce packaged food, lafun, fufu powder. So many things can be produced from there, and the government will get money, bring in investment, mechanize a lot of things in this area. In all the suburb of Oyo State, Oke-Ogun, Ibarapa, Oyo, Shaki, and the rest of them, even Ibadan and the suburb, the less city of Ibadan, so many areas are good for this cassava. Oyo should take advantage of all this, and all these agricultural research institutes in Oyo State, particularly in Ibadan, should be taxed. Yes, to be able to bring the knowledge closer to the people, and people should be able to make money through all this knowledge, putting the knowledge into work and make money, and government will get money. All money should not be coming from the same point, especially when it comes to road, vehicle, okada, taxi, and the rest of them. The trouble on them is so much, too many taxes on them. They have to pay this, pay that, pay this. VIO will meet them and challenge them. Police will meet them, ask them for money. Road safety will meet them and ask them for money. It's like, are they the only one? Many years back, there was a Fuji singer who sang. He said anytime he staged his play in Lagos State, he said this particular group will come, they want to eat from it. That group will come, they want to eat from it. The other group will come, they want to eat. He said, is it because you cook rice or you cook macaroni? They should leave him alone. They should let him have his life. Sorry, I'm speaking on behalf of the commercial motorists and the private vehicle owner. It seems there are so much taxes on vehicle, okada, trailer, trucks, and the rest of them. There are many other areas the government could get money to shut up the IGR. I know the government can hear what we are saying, and people around the government, the SA, the senior assistant, they could hear what we are saying. Please help us not deliver the information right to power. We are relaying, this is broadcasting, we are relaying the pulse of the people, the feelings of Nigeria. All right, this one is from the Punch newspaper. It's talking about Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak suffer stroke. That's what they call the Baba Olowo of this world. Apple, Apple computers, they are the designer, the maker of a lot of computer technology devices all around the world. And at the time, that company was one of the most valuable in fact, was the most valuable company around the world at a particular point in time. The information says Steve Wozniak was hospitalized in Mexico on Wednesday after it was suspected that he had something related to stroke. The 73-year-old scientist and technologist, he had partook in a business forum where he delivered speech in Mexico, and after he had delivered his speech, he told his wife that he was having a strange feeling in his body, and his wife insisted that he must get medical help. A medical expert must check on him, and they will not just keep quiet about it, and that they has to be taken to a available hospital, medical facility that could be of help to him. That was on Wednesday. And some of the lessons we can learn from these Apple people is that, one, the Apple computer company was set up in 1976. When it was set up, this Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, they worked together in that company since 1976. They did not opt out. You can imagine since 1976 till now, that's so many years. It means they had failed in the course of the business, but they keep on, they keep going on. They refuse to back out. That's a lesson for your business. You should not back out. Yes, move on. Yes, only the one who endures to the end shall be saved. That's what the Holy Scripture tells us. Tough ones are the ones that will last. And another thing is that you should not monopolize all knowledge that you have only to yourself. The co-founder of the company, Steve Jobs, had died since 2011, but the company still keep going on. Why? Because there are other people who they were working together. It is not only Steve Jobs who had the knowledge. Some other people also have it. If Steve Jobs was the only one who had the knowledge will have died with him. The trial will have died with him. The progress will have died with him. But then because there are other people, the knowledge continue. At least I want to advise, if you don't want to share the knowledge with another person, at least call your children, share your business knowledge with them, so that if you are not there, or when you are retired, somebody can continue that business, prosperity can continue, that business will not die. Yes, that idea will not die. People, your customers are also benefiting from the business. They will not be disappointed. Share the knowledge with your wife, share the knowledge with your children, share the knowledge with your close confidants, your helpers. Some people are like children to you. They are not your biological children indeed, but by one way or the other, they've been so good to you, and you also need to do good to them. Maybe you need to share some knowledge that will also be profitable to them. Share knowledge with them also, so that you will not die with what you have. Don't go to your grave loaded. You should rather go to your grave emptied. All right, we thank you so much for being there today, Thursday, the 9th of November 2023. Our Eco Pointer has been on air since we started relaying information to you from the business, financial, and the economic world. We appreciate you so much for partaking today, and we look forward to having you again on this program Thursday morning 11 a.m. by next week Thursday, by the grace of God. All right, Kolawole Kayode is my name. I want to appreciate the management of Success Radio for giving us the opportunity for you to be able to connect to us live and direct, and you can hear us directly. You also can be part of this program. Always make it a date. Share it with other people. Send your comments, send your questions. Let us discuss progress, especially in the financial and the business world. My number is 070-5370-6276. I call the number again, 070-5370-6276. Kolawole Kayode is the anchor. Eco Pointer is the program. Success Radio is the platform. Thank you for being there. See you again next time.